This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is Sunil. A warm welcome to all of you. How are you doing? Can you hear me? Please confirm.
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Most of the names are familiar. I'm happy. I'm very happy for this turnout. Trusting. Thank you very much. Hi, Ananya. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm good, Sunil. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you, Ananya. May I know the reason why are you planning to learn DevOps?
Uh, as you know, I don't have any prior work experience, but I've started my career with cloud computing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've finished my certification of Solution Architect Associate, which I've joined in your class previously.
Oh, thank you. Did my training help you to clear that?
Yes, of
Huh?
course. I was
Thank you
like
very
new
much.
to
Good.
all this, and you explained me in a very well way that I can get some knowledge.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you very much. So now
Yeah.
you're AWS certified.
Yes, I'm AWS certified now,
Oh,
and
very
as
good.
I'm familiar with your teaching, I would like to know more.
I'm very happy that you are certified now. And DevOps with AWS combination is doing good right now in the market.
Yeah, Sunil, yeah.
So I hope you'll enjoy this DevOps training also.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. You're from which city?
I'm from USA, Charlotte.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ananya.
yeah, thank you, Sunil.
Hi, Asif. Can you hear me?
Good
Please
morning.
acknowledge. As you know, first session is more of interaction, isn't it, Asif? Are you uh, are you my old participant, Asif, or is this the first time you are listening to my training? Huh? I
No,
think
no,
you're
I
there
am the
in
old party. Yeah, yeah.
you
I
are
am
in
with.
AWS.
Yeah, yeah. I have
Okay,
word with
okay.
you also. No?
Yes, yes, yes. I remember. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I get confused with the names of the participants. So don't mind.
Most of the time you pronounce wrong my name.
What's your right pronunciation?
It's Asif only.
Okay. This time I have done the same, Asif.
Yes,
I
yes.
have
This time right.
Yes, Asif. So again, I generally want to know any specific reason for DevOps. Did anybody suggest other than me? Yes,
As you
Asif.
said that you confused right that time you confused us. DevOps
Mm-hmm,
is different things that generally we know that DevOps is a combination of development plus operation,
mm-hmm,
but you said that it is not that like it is not changing. So I'm that curious about how it is changing. Is it exactly different from development plus operations or what is exactly? Because
mm-hmm.
currently I'm working on DevOps as a DevOps engineer, but
Oh,
I'm working developer side.
okay, okay. Which tools you are using?
We are using Microsoft Azure.
Azure Cloud. In DevOps, which tools you are using?
In DevOps, we are using Azure Pipeline.
Okay, not Jenkins.
Uh, no, not Jenkins.
Okay, so here you
Git we are using.
Git. Okay,
That's why I joined this.
okay, Asif. You are right. DevOps is a combination of development operations team. Okay, so you already are working in DevOps. So I hope you have very good knowledge. So if I have any doubts, I'll ask you, Asif. Huh? Please clear
Yeah,
our
sure,
doubts.
sure.
Huh?
Ah, yes, yes.
Okay. You're from which location?
I am from Akola,
Sorry,
from Nafis side, Nagpur side.
Nagpur.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Asif.
Okay.
Hi, Bharat. Can you hear me? Hi, Chanikya. How are you? Please unmute. I know by default you'll be on mute. Can you hear me, Chanikya?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Chanakya. How are you doing? You're the same Chanakya from
Yeah,
AWS?
yeah. Actually, I'm little bit fresher to this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What
Yeah,
do you know about
so
AWS? What do you know about DevOps?
it, as of now, actually,
No
I'm
idea.
unaware. I'm not aware of it.
Okay. You're completely new
I'm
to
not having
DevOps.
any little knowledge of it. Yeah, actually, I'm a immigration executive. I have worked 2.5 years in immigration field. So
Mm-hmm.
now I want to change my domain.
Okay, into IT industry. Are you
Yes.
from my AWS batch?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, good. Okay. Thank you, Chanakya. Deepak, thank you for joining.
Yeah,
Your experience, please, and the reason for DevOps. By default, you're on mute, Deepak. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, Deepak, welcome to the session.
Hello. Yes, sir. Hello. Actually, I completed my MCA, and after that, I am working on a SaaS. I just want to switch my uh, switch
Technology.
in the IT industry. So that's why I have to join yes technology.
Okay, good. Okay, okay.
That I want to what the DevOps
How do you know about this training?
and I'm uh, sir. Actually, I am your AWS student.
Okay,
AWS batch student.
okay, okay,
So
fine. So how are you practicing AWS?
so it's good.
Good. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Deepak. Dinesh.
Hi, Sunil.
Hi, Dinesh. Uh, anything you want to say?
Actually, I plan to learn DevOps, but I didn't find anything like any coaching I plan to learn. So I gone through your AWS ad through Facebook. So
Okay.
after that, I reached out to Chaitanya and I joined AWS.
Okay.
So at the time itself, I asked whether you are going to start for DevOps or not. That's why I'm waiting for DevOps. That's it.
Okay. Thank you for waiting. Okay. Thank you for
Okay, sir.
waiting. Okay.
Okay.
So no longer wait. Now we'll start. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Sunil. Sunil, can someone said like they cleared solutions architect, right?
Yes, Ananya. Yes. Tell me.
Whether they, I mean, like what you taught is that with that or else whether they studied anything
No,
apart from that or else.
you also need to prepare dumps. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So the dumps you will be sharing or else what, Sunil?
I will share it. I'll share it.
Okay, okay, Sunil.
Thank you.
Okay, Sunil.
You're also
Okay,
planning
thank you.
that. Hmm?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So first let us
Yes.
complete. You have not completed 4 p.m. batch, right? Let's complete.
No, Sunil, not yet completed.
And also prepare well. Okay. Don't underestimate.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, Sunil.
Prepare
Okay,
well.
Sunil.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
Sunil.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dipti. Your quick introduction and the specific reason to learn DevOps. Can you hear me, Dipti? Please unmute. Okay. Hi, Fayaz.
Good morning, Sunil.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm new to this DevOps. I've been in your AWS student for 4 to 5 p.m. batch. So
Okay.
from there, I got to know about DevOps. So
Okay.
got to know more about this thing.
Okay. Good. Okay. So definitely you will get to know more about DevOps in this coming classes. Day by day, your exposure towards DevOps increases. Okay, and you'll also know the importance of DevOps in the IT industry. Why it is right now currently huge demand. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not like other technologies where we develop an application or something like that. It's completely, the concept is different. Okay, so you'll have
Okay.
better understanding. Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Fayaz.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
go.
Thank you, Sunil.
Hi Gopi, welcome to the session.
Hi, Sunil.
Hi, Gopi.
Thanks
Yes.
thanks for asking me. Yeah, actually, I'm working as integration, integration cell like middleware tools. So few of the applications are migrated to cloud now. Some they're planning from September onwards. So in AWS, through AWS they're going to deploy. So combination of AWS and DevOps will be, it's a boost up to my career, what I had from my friends, and so because of that, I'm planning to learn DevOps.
So did you attend my session before, any AWS session?
Yes, yeah, AWS session 5 p.m. Every day 4 p.m. session you were given
Same
that one.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Majority are the same session. Okay.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
okay. So how are you enjoying AWS? Is it good?
Yeah, very nice, very good. Of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Gopi. Okay, thank you. And definitely, as your clients are moving to AWS already, it's a right opportunity to get
Yes.
into latest technology, Gopi. So grab this opportunity and stabilize your career. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Karthik. Can you hear me? Okay. Manoj, how are you doing? Hi, Karthik.
Hi, Sunil.
You're taking long time to unmute.
No, I didn't recognize it. It's already muted. Good morning.
Are you
See,
asleep?
hello?
Okay. Are you asleep?
No. Hello?
Yes, Karthik, we can hear you. Please tell me.
Yeah. See, I have some knowledge in AWS, but I want to know about the DevOps also. So, for combination of AWS and DevOps, it will be, if you learn means, it will be useful for my career also. For that purpose, I joined.
Perfect. How do you know about this batch?
Yeah, through Facebook and WhatsApp, through my friend circle.
Oh, okay. So who referred you? May I know the name?
It's an guy named Chaitanya, but he is from US. He only referred me.
Okay. Thank you, Karthik. Thank you very much. Okay. So I hope definitely you'll enjoy this training. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Manoj. Please mute Karthik. Thank you very much. Hi, Manoj. Nafis, how are you doing?
Hey, good morning, Sunil. I'm fine. What about you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Nafis. Thank you for joining. Okay. You want to say something?
No, nothing. You know, I guess we have this healthy discussion last time, and agenda to join is basically I want to get more hands-on, as it suggests. It's a complementary to agile software development, right?
You are right.
So I want to get rid of some new tools. I don't know Jenkins. I'm practicing, but it is a combination of CI/CD and all. So hopefully enlightens my technical skill more on these sessions. Hopefully, I've joined and already, as you have explained, the AWS is good with the DevOps. So I'm going with this one.
Thank you, Nafis. Prashant.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Prashant. You want to say something?
No, I'm just part of your AWS batch that happens by 4 p.m. and also learning a DevOps from a different trainer as well. So there are a couple of tool differences that I do see, and since I want to actually go in the career, I'm yet to decide what exactly is going to be the next tool that I'm going to use. So I'm joining this batch. That's the reason.
Okay, Nafis, please mute your microphone. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Prashant, you already are learning DevOps. Some other institute.
Yeah, we are on the verge of learning. Boto 3 has been done. As I told you day before yesterday, we just started Lambda, and so yeah.
Okay.
Maybe in near future, in fact, they are also going to start Terraform as well. So I'm just waiting for the Lambda session to get over, probably by today or at the most by tomorrow. But yeah, there are some differences that I do see, in fact, in the way of teaching and everything. So that's the reason, in fact, my prime concern is to join in this batch as well, because I have been attending your 4 to 5 p.m. batch as well.
Okay, so double training, DevOps from one faculty, from my faculty, getting the input from both. Huh?
Not only from you, but also other multiple resources as well.
Okay. Okay, so please share if you have any content material for all of us. Okay,
Sure,
so
sure, definitely I'll share. I'll be
it's more
one
like a
of the
knowledge sharing.
yeah, it's always better.
Okay, Prashant. I think we had a discussion over a phone call a couple of days back. Am I right?
Yes, sir, yeah, that's correct.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Prashant.
Awesome.
Okay. Do you know Python, Prashant?
Not in depth, in fact, but there are a couple of courses that I'm going through. So initials of Python I do know. So I'm trying to learn through those courses. In fact, there are a couple of courses, in fact, which are easily manageable. I use W3 schools to practice those things because it's an easy on-the-go thing on the phone, and also use Jupyter notebooks, in fact, to learn a couple of things as well. So
have you tried any Udemy?
There are a couple of videos. Yeah, Udemy videos. In fact, I have one of the Udemy videos with me, so I'm just going through it. So I found out that initial 4 hours of lectures that has been shared by one of the trainers out over there, it's quite important for us. The rest, it's all into web development and the other stuff that comes into play.
Okay.
So those initial 4 hours, in fact, has been quite crucial for me to understand Boto3 and everything. So.
Okay. I'm planning to also give a complimentary of Python training for all of us, for all of you. Okay.
So that's great, sir. I mean, that would, of course, help us out in
I don't promise. I don't promise you, but okay, I'm trying to do it. Okay. So
sure,
let's see
sir.
how
No issues, in fact.
Anyways, okay. Thank you, Prashant.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Dinesh, there are no prerequisites. The only prerequisite for DevOps is basic Linux command, so you don't need to worry about them. Okay. So
no need of any. We need any Python or else.
Not required. Okay.
Okay. Sunil, and now if you are going to start Python batch, where will you update that information?
In this WhatsApp group.
Okay, Sunil.
Okay,
Sunil.
Okay. I've not yet determined, but I'm very much eager to do that.
Okay. Once if you are confirmed, you can please inform that group so that if anyone interested can join.
Do you remember DevOps advanced batch is also in pipeline actually? Yeah? So all these are in pipeline. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, DevOps
advanced batch I'm planning. Okay, so not this one. What we are learning at 4 p.m. is a basic of DevOps. Okay, there's one more.
See, that's AWS, right?
Sorry, AWS. I'm getting confused. AWS advanced. So all these are on pipeline. Okay, let's see how it happens. Thank you.
Okay. Everything will be updated in that groups, right?
Yes. Praveen.
I mean, like DevOps WAD batch 61 and AWS batch 60.
All
You can update
from myself.
Okay, Sunil.
Hi, Prashant. Hi, Praveen. Can you hear me? So please don't mind, I'm taking a long time because it's the first day. Generally, communication is very important right from day one, isn't it? So from next day, you'll know how exactly training happens. Prashant, any question? Yes, Prashant. Thank you for joining. How are you?
Yes, sir. You had a word with me.
Oh, you already had a word. Okay, Praveen. Sorry, confused. Welcome, Praveen. Can you hear me? Please confirm. Rajshekhar, thank you for joining. Thank you, Rajshekhar. Ravi Teja. Okay, microphone. Fix the microphone. Saira, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning,
I'm
Saira.
attending your AWS lecture.
Okay. How are you practicing?
Practicing daily.
Okay, good. Okay. You'll also enjoy DevOps, I'm sure. Okay, thank you, Saira. Sandhya. Good morning, Sandhya.
Hello. Good morning, Sunil.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm basically I'm from AWS batch itself.
Okay. How many years?
DevOps. I have around 5 years of experience. So,
Which technology?
like AWS as an admin part, I have around 2.5 years experience. I'm moving so as like now AWS plus DevOps is in market. So I want to learn DevOps actually. I don't know any knowledge A B C D nothing I know.
Okay, so
So
you know
I'm just
AWS, but
eager
you are
to.
completely zero.
Yeah, DevOps I don't know anything. I'm completely zero.
Okay.
So and the way you explain the things in I have seen in AWS class is really wonderful. It's like the people who don't know anything can also catch everything and very easily. So
Okay.
like it's well, I'm very comfortable with your teaching actually. I can more confident actually.
Thank you, thank you. Even DevOps also you feel the same because obviously my approach is the
Yeah,
same.
hopefully.
Even though you
Yeah,
are
that is the
complete.
like
Okay, so you have 2.5 years of experience on AWS, am I right? So which services you are working on?
all the basics like what and all you were updating on the AWS, right? So all the basics and basic things only I'm doing, not the deeper thing. So more
Okay,
keen to learn the deeper things actually.
okay. So you are attending my 4 p.m. batch, am I right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm attending, but I have learned many things new actually. So the
No,
I
no.
have never gone
My
through.
question is on you already are working 2.5 years on AWS, right? So attending 4 p.m. batch, learning the same, is it not boring?
That's what I'm telling you. I have learned many things new. So some of the basic things we miss here, there, and there because I have not done any trainings before. It's all the self learning and things only. So the basic things, the cover, the loophole we have here and there, everything you cover up, and the strong basement we get actually.
Thank you. I hope you have VPC, you have got strong knowledge now, huh? Understanding
Ah, yeah,
industrial.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. It's
Thank you.
really good. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sandhya. Santosh, good morning. I know your background.
Yeah, hi Sunil, good morning. This is Santosh. Can you
May I
hear
know
me?
your experience? Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. I have 2 year experience in 1 year in machine learning and another 1 year. I interested in cloud based, so I moved to the AWS. Now,
Okay.
yeah, I already finished the associate level in AWS.
Certified. Okay, very good. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Now I am interested in DevOps. So nowadays the DevOps is most important in the future. So
Yes.
I'll learn DevOps. So that's what I joined.
Definitely, Santosh, you will enjoy this training and you will also have good exposure towards DevOps also. Okay. So already
Yeah,
you are in a cloud platform. Definitely, it's good.
yeah,
It's good to have this. How do you know about this batch?
yeah. Previously, actually, I have interested, but I have some work, so that's what I'm not able to join. So that's what I joined in this batch.
Okay. Now, how do you?
Yeah, I have some WhatsApp groups. So
Okay.
that group that links is
Shared it to you. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Santosh.
Thank you.
You want to say
Thank you.
anything?
No, Sunil, that's all.
No questions. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Trivedi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I know you are from 4 p.m. batch. Am I right?
Yes, sir. I have been attending your AWS
I
lectures,
think
and I
these
am
days
actually enjoying it.
you're a bit irregular. I think so these days.
No, sir. I am regular. I
Okay.
I have missed one single lecture.
Only
Rest
one
I
lecture.
used
Okay.
to come. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Your experience, please. How
Yes,
many
sir.
years?
So I am a graduate in computer engineering, and I'm looking for a job right now. So I'm a fresher. So
Okay.
that is why I am exploring a few more skills to land me a job somewhere.
What are the
Yeah.
skills you are planning to explore?
So right now I'm doing this AWS. I'm learning this AWS, and I
Now you'll
even
start
want to
DevOps.
explore this DevOps. Yes, sir.
Good. Okay.
I'm not very good in coding, so I'm exploring some more skills wherein I can be good.
Comparatively very less coding you will find in DevOps. Okay, so.
Yes, sir. That is the reason I am trying to learn this.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Shashi, welcome to the session. Can you hear me, Shashi? Welcome to the session.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Your experience, Shashi? May I know your background?
I'm basically into Oracle database support. I have around 3 years of experience.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. How do you know about this batch? Shashi, how do you came to know about this training?
One of your, I think, ex-student, he's my colleague. He sent that link and asked me to join.
Okay, may I know his name?
His name is Sudarshan.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shashi. Srikanth, thank you for joining.
Hi, Sunil. Hi. Basically, I'm a cloud administrator. I'm like admin, and also SQL admin as well. SQL DBA.
Microsoft SQL.
Yeah, Microsoft SQL DBA. So
Okay.
I just
cloud,
want
which
to.
cloud? Is it Azure cloud or AWS cloud?
AWS and Azure both.
Okay. So how about your exposure in DevOps?
0.
Okay. So
yeah, 0.
How do you know about this batch?
Through Facebook group, DevOps group is right. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil.
I'm sure Srikanth you will enjoy this training. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Sudhir.
Good morning, Sunil.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, initially I worked as a MySQL database consultant. Actually, I take a break from IT industry and I would like to bounce back to IT. That's why I choose this DevOps.
You worked on which technology?
MySQL database consultant.
MySQL database. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many years of experience?
Say 2 years.
2 years, and then you got a break.
Yeah, it's happened.
Okay, okay. Now you want to be back. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How do you know about this batch, Sudhir?
I'm the part of this AWS batch.
Okay, thank you. Swapna, good morning. Akhil, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sunil.
Yeah, Akhil, good morning.
Good morning, yes. Sunil. Very good morning.
Okay, okay. You want to say anything?
I'm getting a good exposure to AWS and DevOps through your training.
Not DevOps.
Till now,
not started.
No, we have not started. But as discussed over the call, we will get the good knowledge from your training. That I hope for that.
Okay. You're from SAP, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, SAP.
SAP.
So for now, I hope that I should get one good platform to survive more. Because after completion of BTech, I learned Java, advanced Java, and everything. But I didn't get a chance to work on Java, core Java. I get a job in SAP, and even I kept my investment, time on SAP, but not getting correct platform to expose myself. So I hope now it will be given a good chance for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, Akhil. Thank you. Even SAP is also good platform. So
yeah,
as you said, yeah.
But now they are asking 4 to 5 years of experience for that. There are no much more openings below 2 years. So that is making more difficult. And even SAP also moving to cloud. So through Chanakya, I came to know about AWS. So the training is very interesting and the concept is also very interesting. If you are saying one topic, then I was feeling anxiety what will be the next topic.
Okay.
So that made me to join and to shift towards AWS.
So please maintain same enthusiasm in DevOps.
Sure.
Thank you.
I mean, taking inputs from my cousin also. He is from DevOps with Google Computing.
Wow. Okay. What did he say?
Yes. He said like there will be, if we are having 20 openings in SAP and there will be 30 openings in with the DevOps AWS. So the probability will be more with the DevOps and AWS. So learning new technology is one good thing.
Okay, so you can also discuss with your colleague because your colleague is already in DevOps. So whatever we are learning the subject, have a discussion with him. Okay, get more.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Vikas. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing well, thank you, Vikas. May I know your quick background?
Well, Sunil, I have maybe 9 years of experience, close to 9 or 9 years and a couple days. I've been working in the healthcare. The whole thing, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change my technology. Right now, I'm in the support profile.
Okay.
And I want to come into the technology, some kind of technology which can be fruitful for me for another 10 years. So that's my goal.
Okay, good. You're from which location?
I'm in Michigan, US.
Okay, how do you know about this? How do you came to know about this training?
Well, initial, the first thing is I've been joining your AWS class. That's like 6:30 morning for me.
Okay, 3 months back, I think, or 4 months back.
No, the one which is going right now, the 4 p.m. training for you. It's actually 6:30 for me.
Okay, 4 p.m. batch, the current 4 p.m. India time. Okay.
Yeah, so that's 6:30, and I think I got to know about you from one of my friend. After 3 or 4 classes, he sent me a link, and then he said, if you want to join this class and see how it is. I really like your teaching, so thank you. I really fond of your teaching, so I want to continue this one as well.
Thank you for feedback. Thank you for feedback. So definitely you will also enjoy this DevOps training. I promise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks for teaching.
Yes, Vinay, your background.
Yeah, hi, Sunil.
Yes.
And, I'm generally attending your AWS class that is from 4 to 5 p.m. So that is how I came to know this DevOps class. Basically, I'm having 12 years of experience, and I'm from the traditional background, like where the legacy systems like Oracle application as well as Oracle Code DBs. So AWS cloud is totally new to me. And just want to know, like most of the people nowadays tell DevOps. What is that DevOps? I don't know. So and why it is so high in the market? I want to know that. And and you told there is a change in the domain, like because people, most of them having higher experience, so you know that they'll generally stick to their own field, but want to know, like if I want to change something to new domain, so how worth it is, and and as an infrastructure guy, see, basically I'm not a coding guy. I don't want to write any
You're from
code.
infrastructure training.
Yeah,
Because you're a
and
DB.
I want to go for the infrastructure side. So how
Operations.
operation side. So want to know, like how it differs from that.
Perfect, Vinay. Perfect, Vinay. So Vinay, the point is DevOps is a job cutter in the coming future. It will cut the jobs. Okay. What kind of jobs? These kind of Linux administrators, network administrators, database administrators, because everything is moving on cloud, Vinay, everything is automated. I know, isn't it? These days, not only Oracle, every database is automated. So you have less dependency on DBS. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So previously patching, downtime, cloning, and then maintaining disaster recovery, taking the database backup, application backup. There used to be more number of DBS, but because of this automation coming into picture, not only DBS, the few jobs are slowly demand is coming down. So So that's the concept of DevOps. So it's very, very important, especially from the operations team. Whoever is in operations team, it's very, very important to learn DevOps. And the future is after DevOps, after 3-4 years, there will be one more technology called NoOps. NoOps. The target of DevOps is there should not be any operations team in IT industry.
Okay.
What is operations team? What is operations team? Oh, all this we'll learn it in today's session. It's very interesting. And NoOps is the future. If that gets successful, that becomes a tremendous technology. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's all interesting, Vinay. I hope you enjoy this.
Yeah. Thanks, Sunil, for the explanation, the simple way you explain it out, and through the diagramic pictures, and as well as through the sessions going on. So thanks for
Thank you.
that.
I hope you have got knowledge on AWS also. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So even in the same way, you'll enjoy DevOps. Okay. Thank you, Vinay.
Yeah.
Vishwanath.
Thanks, Sunil.
Good morning, Vishwanath.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Sunil. I'm from middleware integration background. So in my previous project, like I had experience with a few of the DevOps tools like Puppet, Jenkins. This is for infra management.
Okay.
So
now you
I
want
want
to have more
yeah,
exposure about DevOps tools.
yeah.
Okay. How do you know about this batch?
Through that Telegram channel.
Okay. Thank you, Vishwanath. You're from which location?
I'm now in Bangalore.
Okay. Vinay, you're from which location?
Yeah, I am from Bangalore.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, okay. So almost half an hour spent time, more than half an hour we spent on introduction. So let's proceed. So all of you who are very curious to know what is DevOps, why DevOps is doing good in the current market, what is the importance of DevOps, why DevOps is influencing the IT industry, what exactly it does. This session will help you to have more exposure. Okay, so let's proceed. Look at this. So before knowing what is DevOps, you should understand about this term called SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. You should understand the term called SDLC. First, we'll understand about SDLC, and then we'll understand about DevOps. Software Development Lifecycle. What is Software Development Lifecycle? Very simple. Let's try to understand the scenario. Assume a client called HSBC. Or an ICICI Bank, whatever it is. Now, ICICI Bank needs an internet banking application. ICICI Bank needs an internet banking application, and we all know how internet banking works. And we all log into our internet banking. We check our mini statements. We create fixed deposits. We make money transfer. We can apply loans. We can apply credit card. We can do a lot of operations in internet banking, isn't it? So, client like ICICI Bank needs an internet banking application for their customers. So obviously, clients like ICICI Bank, client is nothing but a customer. So approaches software companies like Infosys or Wipro or TCS or whatever it is, isn't it? ICICI Bank approaches to a software development company like Infosys. Am I right? And clearly explains their requirements. So they introduce themselves. So we are a banking and we have these many number of types of businesses and we need an internet banking. So all these clients gives the requirements to software company, isn't it? So Infosys takes the requirements and then they develop the product or a project and deliver it to the client. It's typically what happens in the industry, isn't it? Clients gives the requirements to IT companies. IT companies takes the requirements and develop the software as per the requirements and deliver it to the client. We all of us know this. When companies like Infosys take the requirements from the client, they need to follow a process. They need to follow methodology in developing a software. They cannot develop software blindly in an ad hoc manner. No, it cannot be done. It needs to follow a professional approach of developing software. The process, the methodology followed by an IT industry to deliver a project or a product to a client is called as nothing but SDLC, software development lifecycle. They need to follow some process, a streamlined process. The process is nothing but an SDLC, software development lifecycle. In this SDLC, there are two popular models, as you can see in my slide. There are many models. There are many models in SDLC. There are two popular models. One is waterfall model, so one of the oldest model and traditional model, and most widely used model in the current industry is agile model. That means in two models, IT companies can develop the project. So in our case, if I say bank, in IT company like Infosys takes the requirements, they can use waterfall model and develop the project and deliver it to the client. They can also use agile model. Using the agile model also, they can develop the same project and deliver it to the client. There are different models. Out of different models, the popular models are waterfall model and agile model. Apart from waterfall model and agile model, we have other models like spiral model, V model. There are different models. There are different models using which you can develop some software and deliver it to the clients. Different approaches. Most popular one are waterfall model, which is popular and oldest. Latest highly successful model is agile model. Waterfall model was used maybe 15 years back or 20 years back, not now. Right now, nobody is using waterfall model because waterfall model is suffering with some disadvantages. Waterfall model is used many companies successfully over a period of time, but not now. It was used 20 years back or 25 years back, not now. From last 20 years or 15 years, agile model is highly recommended model, highly successful model, and nowadays most of the clients are using agile model. And in this SDLC, they are using agile model. In using the agile model, they are delivering the project to the client. Now let's understand why waterfall model is not used, because waterfall model is suffering from disadvantages. We'll understand waterfall model first. We'll also understand the disadvantages in the waterfall model. Next, we'll discuss about agile model. And we'll also discuss what is the advantages of agile model and why agile model is highly successful. Okay, so after understanding this waterfall model, agile model, comparative analysis between waterfall model and agile model, reasons why, understanding the disadvantages in the waterfall model, understanding the advantages in the agile model. Once we complete this SDLC, then we'll come into actual concept called DevOps. What's waterfall model? If companies like Infosys uses waterfall model, how exactly it looks like? How exactly it looks like? What is the model of developing? Let's have a high level understanding about waterfall model. Okay, please have a look at this. This is how a waterfall model looks like. Step-by-step approach. Step-by-step approach. Requirements, analysis, design the project, code it, test it, deliver it. This way of developing the project is called as waterfall model. How exactly waterfall model works? Let's try to understand. The first step is understanding the requirements. Not only waterfall model, every model starts with understanding the requirements, isn't it? So first thing is to understand the client requirements. There will be regular meeting between the client and the IT industry, software company. There will be regular meetings and everything is documented. And the most important thing is understanding the requirements. And that's very important step. If you understand the requirements wrongly, so finally we end up in delivering a wrong project, isn't it? So understanding the requirements is very, very important and very, very important, crucial part. The first step is to understand the client requirements. So ICICI Bank will have a lot of requirements, isn't it? Okay, so for savings accounts, they have some requirements. For current accounts, they have some requirements. Personal banking, corporate banking. So they have a lot of requirements, how exactly their application should work. So everything client clearly gives the requirements, and the companies will take the requirements. The first step is understanding the requirements. Clear. Let's say understanding the requirements is clear. First step is done. Okay, IT industry has clearly understand the requirements, what the client is expecting from the internet banking. Once the understanding the requirements is done, the second step is analysis. They analyze the requirements and they decide the technology components. IT industry will decide the technology components. What do you mean by technology components? They'll decide, should we develop this project using Java, or should we develop using .NET, or should we develop using Python? Which technology they need to use for developing this project? Which database they should use to develop a project? There should be backend and front-end and backend, isn't it? Should we go with Oracle database in combination with Java? Should we use a SQL Server database in combination with .NET, or should we use Java with SQL Server? It can be done. Or should we use open source database called MySQL? Database technology parts is decided. Application part. Should we use WebLogic application server? Should we use WebSphere? Should we use WebSphere, or should we use Tomcat? What application server should be used? So all these technology components are decided in the second stage called as analysis stage. Okay, once analysis is done, they're decided, okay, Java should be the application should be the technology using which we are developing this internet banking. Backend should be Oracle. WebLogic should be the application. So they decide the technology parts. Once the second stage, design stage is done, sorry, analysis stage is done. Stage 3, design stage. In the design stage, they break up the project into modules. Savings account, one module. Current account, one module. Corporate banking, one module. NRI banking, one module. Wealth banking, one module. Small and medium scale industries, one module. So they break up the project into modules. And they design the data flow diagrams. How exactly the data should flow, how exactly the work should flow. So that's all design part is done in the stage 3. Requirements gathering, analyzing the technology components, designing each and every, breaking up the project into nuclear modules, as nuclear as possible, and then designing the flowcharts, designing the user interfaces, designing the workflows, design the database diagrams, ER diagrams. So that's all part of design stage. Once designing is done, then comes the next stage called coding. Here comes the role of a programmer. If it is a Java technology, Java programmers come into picture. If it is a .NET technology, .NET developers will come into picture. In the coding stage, developers will take the documents from the design team. And they start developing the project. How exactly the user interface should be developed. When a button is clicked, what should happen? What query should execute? What data it needs to fetch? What are the validations we need to do? So that's all part of the coding. So here comes the role of a programmer. So programmers start taking the design documents and they try to code as per the design documents. Let's say coding is done. Then comes the role of a tester. Obviously, testing team coming to picture. Testing team will test whether the code is successfully working or not. by writing some test cases, by providing all possible inputs, checking the application behavior. Is it responding as per the expectations? Testing team will test the particular application. Let's say testing is done. Let's say testing is done. The code is perfectly running as per the requirements. Once the testing is done, obviously once testing is done, okay, then we deliver the project to the client. This step-by-step process, of developing a project or a product is called as waterfall model. This process, a beautiful process, isn't it? Very planned one. Definitely it's successful because one of the oldest model. It's many companies have used this waterfall model, not now, maybe 20 years back, couple of decades back. It is successfully used and many projects are successfully developed and delivered using the waterfall model. Clear about understanding the waterfall model. Any questions on a high level? Any questions, please? Thank you. This is on a high level. You should have an understanding how exactly the waterfall model is. Okay. Even though it's successful, not now, maybe 20 years back, it is having some disadvantages. That's the reason it is not used currently in the industry. What are the disadvantages of the waterfall model? What are the disadvantages of waterfall model? Why it is not currently used in the industry? Any answers, please? Can you guess, Asif?
Yes.
I know you are the first person.
Yeah, the disadvantage waterfall model is not continuous integration and the continuous development, which we do in Agile.
Right. You're right.
More thing we have to develop and we have to deploy. And that is the reason. It is time consuming.
Perfect. Time consuming. Any other inputs? Raviteja, you're right. Longer process. Okay, let's have a quick discussion. What exactly the problems of the waterfall model? The problem is one stage or one step is dependent on its previous step. One step is dependent on its previous step. What does that mean? One team will be waiting for the other team to complete their task. Quick understanding. Testing team can start testing only after completing coding part. Agree? When the testing will start only after completing the coding part. Coding team will start coding after completing the design part. Design will start only after analyzing the project. So one team waits for other team to complete the task. When there is a waiting time, when there is a dependency between one resource to other resource, obviously the delay, projects get delayed. When one team depends on other team, the projects gets delayed. I'll give a simple example. With respect to coding part, project manager has given an estimate. They need 6 months of time. How much time? 6 months of time to complete the coding part, and number of programmers required are 20 developers or programmers. 20 programmers are required, and the duration to complete the coding is 6 months. This is an estimate given by the project manager. Assume there are 5 testers in the organization. what these 5 testers should do for a period of 6 months. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? The 5 testers, the testing team, should wait for how many months? 6 months, so that the coding can complete and then they can start working on the testing part. This is the ideal time, right? Ideal time. 5 testers will be waiting for this period of 6 months to complete the code. Let's say 6 months have been done. 6 months completed, coding part is completed. The test manager says that we need 1 month of time to complete the testing part. Number of resources required are 5 testers. 5 testers will work for 1 month to complete the testing part. Okay, so 20 developers will be waiting for their test reports for a period of 1 month, because the report should be given by the testing team. So how exactly each and every developer, where exactly the code issues are there by which developer. So all this is waiting time. Let's say 1 month have been waited. The report from the testing team is that 60% of the code is working good, 40% of the code is having some errors. This is the report given by the testing team. 60% of the coding is doing well, code is good, we're doing good. 40% of the code needs to be modified, needs to fix errors. This report is given back to the development team. Again, the development team says that we need 2 months of time to fix that 40% of errors. For this 2 months, again, the testing team will wait for the new code to get tested. So there's a dependency here. The waiting time. Are you understanding? So let's say requirements takes 1 month. Analysis will take 1 month. Design team is taking 2 months. So total 4 months of waiting time for the developers. Are you understanding? How many developers? As I told you, 20 developers will wait for a period of 4 months to start coding. Let's say coding is taking 6 months, 6 plus 4, 10 months. Testing team will wait for 10 months to start testing. So it's long waiting times because there's a dependency between one stage to other stage. When there is a waiting time, there is a delay in the project cost increases. Isn't it? The project cost increases. And then obviously the waiting time increases. And most important, waterfall model does not support client changes in the client requirements. Waterfall model does not support changes in the client requirements. Let's say after 6 months, client says that again we have a new requirement coming up. Could you please take the new requirements? No. Waterfall model does not encourage the clients to give new requirements. But current industry, how is the current industry? Business is completely dynamic, isn't it? The current industry, in the current era, business is completely dynamic. You may never know how exactly the business requirements changes. Your software development model should be in such a robust way. It should take the new requirements, embed the existing requirements with the new requirement, and come up with the next version. That's how the model should be. The waterfall model does not encourage the clients to give new requirements. In this waterfall model, they freeze the requirements. The IT company provide a quick instructions to the client not to give the new requirements for the next pass as long as it is delivered. So these are the disadvantages because of which waterfall model is currently not much used. Okay, please let's have a quick disadvantages. Look at this, have a look at this. It is difficult to estimate time because of dependency. Cost for each phase and in the development process. Once an application is in testing stage, it is very difficult to go back and change something. Waterfall, you need to proceed forward. Like how a waterfall falls from top to bottom, there's no going back. You need to move ahead. Did you understand? There's no concept of going back. Once the design is done, there's no concept of going and changing the design. No, we need to move forward. There's no going back. Okay. So there's no concept of additions or modifications. Not good for complex and object-oriented projects. Not suitable where the requirements are at moderate to high risk of changing. This is not suitable for clients who are changing the requirements regularly. These are the disadvantages of waterfall model because of which it is currently not used. The current industry's business requirements are completely dynamic. We all know how exactly business requirements, how exactly the banking changing happens recently, recent trends. Do you have UPI like GPay or PhonePe before? No. Now it has been new. Is it? So the requirements are changing. So okay, so the waterfall model does not support the clients to give the new requirements. Okay. So because of which these sufferings, because of these suffering, these are the disadvantages because of which waterfall model is currently not used. And the highly successful model, most of the companies have migrated from waterfall model to next model called as an agile model. Now, how an agile model works, let's try to understand. Any questions? Okay, so let's try to understand the most preferred model in this current era is agile model. How agile model works, let's try to understand. In case of agile model, let's try to understand how exactly agile model works. Agile is a development model, is also called as incremental model. Look at the terminology, try to understand the concept. Incremental model. Software is developed in incremental and rapid cycles. This results in small incremental releases with each release building on its previous functionality. It's an incremental model. Each release is thoroughly tested and ensure the quality is maintained. Agile software development method emphasizes on iterative. Look at the terms: iterative, incremental, evolutionary development. Look at the terms: iterative, incremental. Software is developed in rapid cycles. What does that all means? Let's try to simplify the concept of understanding the agile methodology. Let's try to simplify the concept of agile methodology in the SDLC model. Okay, look at this. That's why I have taken a screenshot. Look at this. This is the client requirement. Am I right? As I told you in the beginning, ICICI Bank needs this kind of internet banking application. Am I right? ICICI Bank needs this kind of internet banking application. They need personal banking, one module, privilege banking, wealth banking, private banking, NRI banking, business, small and medium scale enterprise, corporate banking. These are the modules. How exactly agile model works? Let's have a comparative analysis with waterfall model. In case of waterfall model, try to understand. In case of waterfall model, what is the first stage? We all know. The first stage is requirements. In case of waterfall model, they take the requirements of requirements team will take the requirements of personal banking, will take the requirements of privilege banking, they take the requirements of wealth banking, they take the requirements of private banking, they take the requirements of every module they take the requirements. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modules. In case of waterfall model, they take the requirements of each and every module. Okay, requirements step is done. What is the next step? Analysis. Okay, technology part remains the same. Design team comes into picture. What the design team will do? They design personal banking, they design privilege banking, they design wealth banking, design private banking, design NRI, business, small and medium. So complete design part will be done. All modules at once. Design is done. Now coding part. Coding for personal banking, coding for privilege banking. So all the coding parts of all the modules will be completed. Testing team will test the code for all the modules. Once everything is done, then we deliver. This is what model? Waterfall model. In case of agile model, look at the way the approach changes. I'm going on a high level. In case of agile model, look at this. Requirements always, in whatever the model it is, requirements First step is requirements. In case of agile model, try to understand. Agile model takes the requirements of personal banking only. They don't take the requirements of all the modules. First, they take the requirements of personal banking only. Once the personal banking requirements is done, okay, and then okay, technology analysis part, okay, they decide the technology components. Coming to design, then the design team will design only for personal banking. When the design team is busy with personal banking, requirements team will take the requirements of privilege banking. Did you understand? Parallel execution. Requirements team will be taking the requirements of privilege banking, whereas the design team will be designing the personal banking. Parallel execution. Once the requirements of privilege banking is done, then the requirements team takes the wealth banking requirements. Meanwhile, design team will complete the personal banking design and they design with the privilege banking. Parallel execution. Look at this. Requirements team taking the requirements of wealth module. Design team is busy designing the privilege banking. Coding team is busy with coding the personal banking. Parallel execution. Every team is busy with one module. Let's say wealth banking requirements is done. They give this to the design team. Now again, requirements team will take with private banking. Look at how it works. Requirements team will be busy with private banking. Design team will be busy with designing the wealth module. Coding team will be busy with privilege banking. Meanwhile, coding team has completed personal bank. Testing team will be busy with the personal banking, testing the code. Module by module. In case of waterfall model, coding will happen for all the modules. Now here coding is busy, coding team is busy with privilege banking, testing team is busy with personal banking. It's a parallel execution. And look at this. Next step, NRI banking. Look at this. Requirements team will be busy with NRI banking requirements. Design team will be designing the private banking. Coding team will be working with the wealth banking. Testing team will be testing the privilege banking. By the time personal banking, we deliver it to the client. In case of waterfall model, what says that the complete project is delivered at once. Whereas in agile model, there's no hard and fast rule that we should deliver all the modules. At least we deliver the personal banking to the client. In fact, client is happy. Okay, something is going on. Okay, we got one module and we give a deadline. Maybe in the next month we'll be delivering the privilege banking. Are you understanding? We'll deliver the personal banking to the client. Client will be busy with end user testing. Testing team will testing team will be with privilege banking. Coding team is busy with wealth banking. Design team is busy with private banking, and requirements team is busy with another banking. And one module is already delivered. So how exactly what we have done? We have eliminated dependencies. Every team is busy with one module, isn't it? So that's how it works. That's what is called as soft. It's developed in rapid cycles. And agile model encourages the clients to give new requirements. Okay, so when we get a new requirements, again requirements team will take the new requirements. Their design team will be busy with new documents, and then coding team comes into the new requirements. They integrate the new requirements to old requirements, and they deliver the next cycle. So this is on a high level how exactly agile model works. In fact, client is happy. They are ready with client is happy with personal banking, isn't it? Maybe next month we'll deliver the privilege bank. That's how we can give the commitments to the client. So in that way, agile model works. And I hope you understood how exactly agile model methodology is completely different from the waterfall model. Because of these advantages, many clients are happy with the agile model. Now, IT industry is also very happy with the agile model. When client is happy, obviously the IT industry will be happy, isn't it? So that's how agile model. That's what it's called as evolutionary development, incremental development. Software is developed in rapid cycles. Okay, so if waterfall model is taking 2 years of time to deliver the project, if waterfall model is taking 2 years of time to deliver the project, Agile model, we can deliver the same project in just 8 months. Just 8 months. Okay, so in such a faster rate, Agile model helps in delivering the project, and Agile model encourages the client requirement. Because of these advantages, Agile model is preferred model in the IT industry right now also. Clear? I hope how exactly the methodology differs from waterfall model to Agile model. Any questions, please? Am I clear? Trivedi, Vinay. Thank you, Ravi Teja. Ananya. Nafis. Thank you. So on a high
Here's another
level,
question here, Vikas.
Yes, Vikas.
So in the agile method also, if there is a technology changes, so say when you started working on the project, they identified some technology, and after 6 months they identified, okay, we don't want to use this technology, let's go for this one. What's going to happen in that case? Will that be rework?
See, technology changes will not be happen to complete project at once. It changes from module to module. Okay, so one module may be compatible with one technology, the requirements. In that case, there comes a part of integrations. That's the reason with the current industry there's a lot of importance for the integrations, because the product is not with homogeneous technology. Now product is completely developed using multiple technologies. There comes into part of integration, but that does not affect the model in which the IT software is developed, irrespective of the technology. Okay, because
Okay, yeah. So each module, so that means each module can be downloaded into different technology, and then integration comes into the picture and integrate them. Okay, thanks much.
And it does not affect this agile model works irrespective of the technology, isn't it? Because no matter which technology, which module you're working with, isn't it? The approach is important.
Yeah. That helps. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Vikas. Okay. So in fact, because of these advantages, even clients are very happy. They're getting the project in much more faster pace. So it's good. So agile model is preferred model right now. Okay. So now the point is, even the agile model is ruling the industry for a period of 20 years. Now, with respect to current example, waterfall model is taking 2 years, very long time. Clients are never ready to wait for this. 8 months, it's okay. Now the current industry is clients are not even ready to wait for 8 months. No, clients are not ready to wait for 8 months. Clients are giving the requirements today, and they want the project in just 3 months. 3 months. In such a faster rate, the project needs to be delivered in the current industry. Agile model is faster when compared to waterfall model. Now even agile model is not satisfying the client requirements, because now the client requirement is they want the projects to be delivered in much more faster way, faster than agile. Current clients are currently expecting, when client gives the requirements, okay, they're not ready to wait for 8 months. No, the client says that can you deliver the project in 2 to 3 months. In such a fast rate, clients are expecting the requirements to be delivered, projects to be delivered, products to be delivered, integrations to be delivered. So what happened? Out of Fortune 500 companies, 50 IT companies has done research work for 5 years. 50 IT companies, software companies, has done a research work for 5 years just to understand the reason for the delay. Just to understand the reason for the delay in the software development process. No matter you are using agile model, waterfall model, spiral model, V model, any model, there may be new models in the coming future also. But they have done a research work just to understand what is the reason because of which there is a delay in the software development process, irrespective of the model. And then after doing this research work, they came with one single statement. The statement is, the delay. The delay is because of one single line. In spite of the model the IT industry is using, still they're experiencing the delay in the software development process. And the delay is because of gap between development team and operations team. That's it. This is the bottom line. Every company, every IT company are experiencing delay in the software development process because there are gaps, miscommunications happening between the development team and operations team. This is causing the delay in the software development process. You may have a question. Sunil, can you give us a scenario? What do you mean by operations team? What do you mean by gap between development team and operations team? Let's try to understand. Let's try to understand the statement that is the gap between development team and operations team. Okay. Now, before explaining you the statement called gap between development team and operations team, you should have an understanding about operations team. Development team is very easy to visualize. Development team is nothing to understand. It's easy to be. Development team is nothing but a group of developers. If it is a Java project, group of developers is nothing but development team. Yes. If it is a .NET project, group of .NET developers are development team. If it's a Python project, group of Python developers is development team. Development team I can visualize they start developing the code. That's fine. What is operations team? What do you mean by operations team? What will be the roles and responsibilities of an operations team? So let's try to understand the term called operations team first. Let's try to understand the roles and responsibilities of operations. Let's try to understand the importance of operations team in the project. Once you're clear in understanding the operations team, then we'll understand the concept of gap between development team and operations team. Okay, so let's try to understand the concept of operations team. Operations team responsibilities. Now, before discussing about responsibilities of an operations team, I want to tell you an important point. Assume a small software company. Assuming a small software company of 100 employees. Assume a small software company. You have very big companies having thousands of employees. There are small companies. There are companies of 100 employees or 50 employees, isn't it? Visualize a small company of software company of 100 employees. If there is a company of 100 employees, a software company of 100 employees, do you think right from first employee to the last employee, everybody is a developer? Try to understand this. A small company of 100 employees. Right from first employee to last employee, do you think everybody is a developer? No, not at all. Every person who is going to an IT industry with a tag, with a branded company, don't think he's a developer. Not everybody are developers. Okay, let's say 50% of the strength is developers. Okay, in our case, there are 100 employees. Okay, 50 employees could be developers. The remaining 50 employees are non-developers. Okay, 50% is developers, fine, development team. There are remaining 50 people who are not developers, but they are very important for the project. Don't think that only developers are important. Don't think developers are only important. No, there are people who are not developers, but they are still very critical, very important. Without this 50 employees, development team cannot progress at all. Not even a single milestone they cannot achieve. So don't be under impression that especially beginners who are not having any exposure, IT industry exposure. Don't think that everybody is a developer, and don't think only developers are important. Misinterpretation. Not everybody is a developer. There are people who are not developers, but still they are very critical, very important. Those employees who are not developers, but they are very important and directly involved in the project. Don't think they are involved in the project. They are not developers, but they are very critical. They're very important. This team of people who are not developers, you can categorize as an operations team. Okay. as an ops team. So what will be the day-to-day, Sunil, what are the day-to-day responsibilities? Okay, responsibilities of developers, I can understand. Development team, they start coding. But what are these employees? What will they do? You said it's an operations team. What will be the responsibilities of an operations team? Let's try to understand. Look at this. Installing the server hardware and operating system. We all know that every project will have minimum 3 servers or 4 servers, isn't it? Development instance, testing instance, production instance. Production server, development server, testing server, UAT, user acceptance testing. It is whose responsibility to install the server? Do you think Java developers will install the server? Do you think they will install Linux operating system as per the requirements? No, not at all. Do you think developers will install operating system and install the hardware? No. If developers will not do it, who will do it? There will be some person who is doing it, isn't it? They comes under ops team, operations team. Configuring the servers, configuring the network, configuring the storage. Do you think developers will do it? No. Monitoring the servers. Servers should run 24/7. Monitoring the performance of the servers, applying the patches to the servers, making sure it does not have any downtime or planned maintenance. Sometimes we do a planned maintenance. Do you think developers will do it? No. Responding to outages. When a server is down, do you think a Java programmer will respond? No. Developers are happy. They send a mail. Servers are not working. Please check it. Do you think Java developers should respond to this outage and fix the problem? No. Providing the security, maintaining the firewalls, providing the ports on high level, maintaining the disaster recovery side, change control, maintaining the version control, taking the backup, maintaining the disaster recovery. Do you think these are all done by the developers? Not at all. These are the day-to-day responsibilities who are not developers. Those are called as operations team. And without operations team, development cannot happen, not even one day. They cannot progress not even one day without an operations team. Developers completely depend on operations team. Backend is operations team. Without these responsibilities, without these, do you think development team can deliver the project or develop the software? Impossible. Without operations team, development team cannot have a small progress also. So these are the day-to-day responsibilities of an operations team. All the responsibilities who are not developers, non-developers comes into operations team on a high level. And the delay happening because of differences between development team and operations team. That's the research work synthesis. There is a miscommunication, regular miscommunications. People who are already having work experience, they know it. There is miscommunication between development team and operations team, because of which there is a delay in the project. I'll give one scenario to explain you the gap between development team and operations team. Look at this. Development team needs Oracle database as their Oracle database 18c version as their backend. Oracle database 18c version, they want it as their database. Okay, and they want to use WebLogic server as their middleware. When the application is running, it will be running on an application server, WebLogic. Now, it is whose responsibility to provide Oracle database to the developers? Do you think developers will install Oracle database? No. Happily, development team shoots an email to other team. That's nothing but an operations team saying that as per our development process, we need Oracle database 18c version. Can you please provide ASAP? That's how they demand. They demand the infrastructure. Who will demand? The development team will demand the infrastructure. They need an Oracle 18c database. Can you provide me? This will be the mail from the development team to other team. What do you mean by other team? You can now easily understand other team is nothing but operations team, because it's their responsibility to provide it, the infrastructure team. Now infrastructure team will respond to this email in such a way. Look at this. Right now, we don't have servers infrastructure ready to provide you Oracle database. All our servers are full. We have limited resources, limited hardware. Right now, we don't have servers ready. You should give us minimum 5 days notice period to provide you Oracle database. Please don't give us neck of the moment requirements. Please don't give us ad hoc requirements. Please give us a notice period. We need 5 days time to deliver you Oracle database infrastructure. This kind of emails you get response. Or second reason, we don't have Oracle DBA right now. He just resigned our company. We have Microsoft SQL Server DBA. Is that fine? Instead of Oracle, can we provide SQL Server DBA? This kind of responses. Either the infrastructure is not available. Try to understand. Either the infrastructure is not available, server is not available, or the skilled resources are not available, because of which operations team may not respond to the development team. Then finally, what is happening, friends? Finally, what is happening? Delay. Okay, so this is one scenario. Like this, you have many scenarios. There are many scenarios. I'll give one more scenario. Client is assuming a very big client is having a lot of servers. As I told you in AWS experience for training, there may be a lot of servers. Client, assuming a multinational client having their lot of servers worldwide. In all the servers, they need to install some security software. They have the network team has identified some hacking, some abnormal activities in the server, and servers are not responding as expectations. They want to apply some security to all the servers. And if there are 50 servers worldwide, and this security team to apply security to each and every server will take approximately 1 week of time. So in 1 week of time, development should not happen for the servers. So operations team sends a mail, please do not work on the servers because we are doing some security activities for the next 3 to 4 days. Please don't work on servers, because of which again there's a delay. So these are there are a lot of scenarios which is actually a day-to-day gaps happening between development team and operations team, because of which finally what is happening? Finally, these are leading to what? Delay. Finally, these are leading to the delay in the software development process. And here comes the role of a DevOps engineer. As a DevOps engineer, what we have to do, there should not be any scope for delay. In normal process, mainly you can see the complete resources of an IT industry can be divided into 2 teams, as I told you. Development team, am I right? And operations team. In the current industry, if the company implements DevOps methodology in the software development process, there will be one more team called as DevOps team. Traditionally, there are 2 teams, development team and operations team. Now there will be 3 teams, development team, operations team, and DevOps team. We will be working in the DevOps team. As a DevOps team, you will be regularly coordinating the development team and operations team. You will be filling the gap between development team and operations team and making sure that both are busy. There should not be excuses for the delay. Here comes the role of a DevOps engineer. As a DevOps engineer, you should have a strong communication between the development team and the operations team. You should have a strong exposure between development team activities and operations team activities. You should know where exactly there is a gap and how exactly we can fill that gap, and making sure that there should not be any delays, irrespective of the scenario. Here comes the role of a DevOps engineer. When companies implement, look at this, when companies, IT companies implement DevOps methodologies in their software development lifecycle. When companies implement a DevOps methodology in SDLC, DevOps is not a technology. DevOps is a methodology. It's a concept. DevOps is not a technology. DevOps is a methodology. That methodology can be implemented in the software development lifecycle. DevOps is a methodology which speeds up the software development process, and we can deliver the same project at much more faster rate. If operations team is taking, as I told you is in my note, if operations team is taking, if the waterfall model is taking 2 months, 2 years, agile model is taking 8 months, the same project we can deliver in 3 months, yes, using DevOps, if you implement DevOps. So DevOps collaborates. What's DevOps and its importance? You know the reason for delay. You know what is the operations team. You know the reasons for the delay because of gap between development team and operations team, and DevOps and its. Now coming to the concept of DevOps. DevOps is a methodology that promotes collaboration between obviously which two teams, development team and operations team. This allows deploying the code into production and automated way. Maybe you have heard in magazines or in TVs, automation is the future. Everything should be automated. Automation is a job cutter, especially for the operations team. This allows deployment of code into faster and automated. It helps in rapid development of products. Clear? And this methodology can be implemented by using tools. DevOps is a methodology, and this methodology is implemented using tools. Now, how do you collaborate? As I told you, as a DevOps engineer, you should collaborate between development team and operations team. What do you mean by collaboration? You need to use the tools. Tools is a technology component. DevOps is a methodology, and that methodology can be implemented by tools, and tools are nothing but technology components. There are different tools which helps in collaborating development team and operations team. You should learn the tools. Use the tools as per the requirements, as per the use cases, as per the scenario, and help the clients to deliver the same project without any waiting time. Coming to our example, what I told you is that when development team needs an Oracle database 18c infrastructure, when operations team responses saying that we don't have an infrastructure available or we don't have an Oracle DBA to provide the Oracle database, then how do you resolve? You should resolve this use case by using a tool called as Docker. Frankly, if you want, if development teams needs an Oracle database, it's a DBS responsibility. Which responsibility? Oracle DBS responsibility to configure the server, provision the server, configure the server, and installation takes 2 to 3 days and deliver it to the client. If the DBA is not available, as a DevOps engineer, you should jump into action. Using a tool called Docker, even though you don't know ABC of Oracle, yes, you can provide an Oracle database 18c version. Yes, you can do it. You don't need to depend on DBA. Docker helps you to do it. Interesting. Tomorrow, development team says that we want to test how exactly our application behaving. We don't want to use Oracle database. We want to test how our application is behaving. We want to replace Oracle with SQL Server. Can you provide SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server instance? Yes, as a DevOps engineer, you can do that. You don't need to depend on SQL Server DB. Development team needs WebLogic. Yes, as a DevOps engineer, you can do it. You don't need to learn WebLogic. As a Docker, you can using a tool called Docker, you can do it. Tomorrow, development team needs WebSphere. Yes, we can provide it. Whatever the infrastructure development team wants. If operations team is giving an excuses, you can jump into action and deliver the same infrastructure in just 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. Traditional methodology of providing installing Oracle database, if it is taking 2 days of time, within 10 minutes as a DevOps team, you can provide an Oracle database infrastructure to the development team and ask them to continue their developmental activities rather than waiting for the operations team. Using a tool called as Docker. Yes, anything, whatever the client development team wants, we can provide them the infrastructure using the infrastructure management tool called as Docker. It's called as a containerization tool. Interesting. Whatever the operating system or development team wants, we can provide them. Whatever they want, we can provide them just in less than 10 minutes of time. You don't need to learn the technology. Use a tool called Docker, which helps to provide the infrastructure, eliminating the dependency on the operations team to the possible extent. Clear? So DevOps is a methodology which is used in speeding up the development process. which is the reason behind automation, and DevOps can be implemented by using the tools. Clear about this?
Hello.
Any? Yes, okay.
Because Sunil, is this like a repository Docker? There will be completely packages of everything.
Pre-configured instances will available something like a repository. Pre-configured instances, you just need to download it and run it. Infrastructure gets created on cloud and give it to them. Okay.
Okay, everything will be installed like a Java and everything, or else only to the server DBA related.
Everything can DBA is one small scenario like this. You can do anything, infrastructure, operating system, you can do application. Everything is on cloud, and we are learning DevOps on what? Cloud platform. Okay, Akhil,
but Sunil, we need to...
No, 1 minute. Akhil, Oracle that DBA I have provided you as an example. Not only DBA, anything we can provide it using. Okay.
Okay, whatever the technologies workbench it may be.
Yes, you are right. We'll see it. How can
yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Asif.
Yeah, as you said that Docker is a container, but still in container we need installation, no? So installation will take time.
I'll tell you once we start Docker, you'll experience it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sunil.
1 minute. Yes.
Is it? I mean, like DevOps with AWS is different, and DevOps with Azure will be different, or else for all cloud technologies DevOps is same?
You are right. For all cloud technologies, DevOps is the same. So the tools remain the same. The tools remain the same.
Okay. So, but you have
platform we are using, that depends upon the client to client. If the client is running on the infrastructure on AWS, it will be on AWS. When the cloud, when you learn the tools, you can implement on any cloud technology, whatever. The behavior of the tool will not change. The commands will not change.
So it's not like AWS. Okay, it's not like different for AWS and different for Azure. Both are same.
Tools are isolated. They are not dependent on any cloud platform. Okay. Once you learn, the behavior is the same on AWS or cloud or GCP or on a on-premises infrastructure also. That means on their if the client is not using any cloud platform, also they can use DevOps tools. Okay. So the behavior.
Okay.
This does not change. Yes.
Okay.
Sunil,
yes,
generally, the financial institutions, if they want to move to the cloud, regarding the security concern, so how they will implement it out, based upon these tools, okay, you're telling some operational team is being removed or something, let us say the dependencies.
1 minute, sorry to interrupt you. You are saying when a client wants to move to a cloud platform, Vinay, and if their worry is the security part,
yes,
then DevOps does not help. Does the DevOps does not come into picture in that concept? Okay, that should be handled by the cloud platform. Okay, how cloud platform gives confidence to the client, and how exactly the cloud platform provides a higher level of security. That satisfaction should be done by the cloud platform provider, not the DevOps team. DevOps team comes into picture when a client generally after migration into cloud. When a client migrates to a one cloud platform, then when they want their developmental activity to be happen, then comes into the DevOps comes into picture. Okay, clear? I hope you have understood the role.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Vikas.
Hey, so a couple of questions here.
Yes, please.
So DevOps is a client-facing team or work versus the internal. How do we define this DevOps?
Okay, now we will list out the tools of DevOps, and then I'll on a high level understand which tool plays in which kind of role. Then we'll have an understanding. Okay, how exactly in which phases.
Yeah, basically what I'm trying to understand is, because I work in the support system. Yes. What happens in the support system? You work with a client, and client can call you at any time. You know, my phone is always on 24/7 into 365 days. Is that the same situation with the DevOps
No,
as well?
you are referring to the support activities with respect to the client. Okay, that's maybe technical support or an operations support. My operations team is referring to mainly focusing on coordination with respect to development team involved in SDLC. You are talking about after delivery support. After delivering the project to the client, that's called support. You're talking about that scenario. I am talking about importance of operations team in SDLC, software development lifecycle. Are you understanding? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you'll have more. You'll have a more insights when we learn day to day. This is interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Oh my God, it's already 7. Then schedule time. So, and what are the topics which are covered as part of this training? We had introduction to DevOps. The prerequisite. What is the prerequisite to learn DevOps? Basics of Linux is important because most of the tools we configure it using Linux commands. Understanding basics of Linux is very, very important. You don't need to learn in depth of Linux. There's a misunderstanding. People learn Linux administration for DevOps. That's wrong. You don't need to be a Linux administrator. Basics of Linux is enough because we'll be configuring the tools using the Linux commands. We start with the first tool, that's version controlling, called Git, used by developers. Second tool we'll learn Maven. It's also used by development team. Jenkins helps in automation. The main tool which helps in automation is Jenkins. We learn Jenkins. As a DevOps team, you will be regularly working with Jenkins. Docker, as I told you in this scenario, in providing the infrastructure. 1 minute, please. Okay, that's called a containerization tool. Next, we'll discuss about container orchestration tool called as Kubernetes, which is currently good in the current market. Then we'll discuss about configuration management tool called as Ansible. It speeds up whenever the client is having a very huge infrastructure, operations team will become very, very difficult to handle it. They'll be needing one tool called Ansible to manage the servers. Okay, when the servers count is increasing worldwide, it's very difficult for the operations team. All these tools, Trivedi, all these tools are open source tools. Nothing is paid, everything is free. You need to download this tool and then we'll install it, and we'll learn how to install this. And on which platform we are learning all these tools? On AWS platform. Okay. Nagios monitoring tool. So these are the tools which we'll be covering as part of the training. Okay. Each and every tool helps in speeding up the software development process. Okay, few tools are used by development team and few tools are used by the operations team. Okay, so once we learn each and every tool, then you'll understand how exactly the tools are important in the DevOps, in the IT software development process. Yes, any questions? Someone is asking some question.
Well, I was about to ask. Maven is more. Hello.
Yes, Nafis, proceed.
Maven is more related to the Java language. What about the C#, C.NET? So how we can handle things?
First point, it is whose response. After coding, we need to build an artifact. Okay.
Yeah.
After coding, we need to build an artifact. First point, it is whose responsibility to use the builder tool. Do you think as a DevOps engineer we will be using the builder tool to build the artifact? No, we will not be doing it. It's the development team who will be using the builder tool to build an artifact. In case of Java project, they use Maven. Build tool differs from technology to technology. If you're Python project, the build tool differs. If it's a .NET, Microsoft is having their own builder tool. Okay, so we don't need to learn the builder tools. Okay, we don't need to learn the way the artifact is to be delivered. In that case, why are we learning this Maven? When I say learning Maven, we should have an exposure about the complete process, the pipelines after development, how exactly building should happen using. We'll take an experience of one build tool called Maven. Okay, it doesn't mean that we should be working on the build tool, Nafis. We'll be experiencing the complete life cycle using one build tool. It could be Maven, or we have one more build tool called Ant, or Microsoft is using one build tool. One build tool is enough, so I'm picking up Maven. Okay, Nafis?
Okay.
We don't need to worry. We'll never work on build tool at the same time. Okay.
Okay. Apart from this, we have our Microsoft machine. Do you have any requisite? As you said, it's open source, so it doesn't require anything. If we are going to install anything. Okay.
Yes.
Sunil,
1 minute. Dinesh, please.
What is the relation between DevOps and AWS? You said like it's DevOps with AWS. You're saying, right? What is the relation between both?
All these tools, where we learn, we can install Jenkins on our Windows machine and learn. We can install Docker on our Windows machine and learn. We can also install Ansible on our Windows machine and learn. But we'll not be doing it. All these tools, we'll be installing it on AWS Cloud. Okay, and then we'll be learning on AWS Cloud. That's why the title is DevOps with AWS. Okay.
Okay.
Focus is not on AWS. Focus is purely on DevOps on AWS platform.
Okay. So we should not use any on-prem or Windows.
Whenever you're looking for job, okay, definitely they'll ask you which cloud platform you're familiar on DevOps tools. Okay, so on cloud, on premises, it's not right. It's not preferred. Not be used. Clients are always one cloud platform is expected. Okay, so that's right. DevOps.
All these will be done onto the AWS cloud.
Everything
on our on-prem.
Nothing. Not even our any sponsor of everything on AWS. Okay, Dinesh.
So we don't need to do anything on our machine.
Okay, Sunil. Got it.
Thank you. Yes, Karthik, any questions?
Yeah, what's the Kubernetes you said? What is the use of Kubernetes?
Do you understand what Docker does? Docker provides the
infrastructure. Correct. Yeah.
Kubernetes. That's what Docker is called as containerization tool. Kubernetes is container orchestration tool. Okay. Container orchestration tool is having some advantages like handling failure scenarios. Okay. Performing updates without any downtime. Okay. Scaling up the containers. So these are the next to Dockernetes. Okay. Related to Docker is Kubernetes. It's extension to Docker. You can say it's called as container orchestration. When we learn practical stuff, I think we'll understand.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes.
Hello, Sunil. Yeah, like we will be having the practical sessions also, right? Like
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Everything is practical. Yes. Okay.
Sunil, we need to install some VM in our Windows machine, right? We will provide all the.
We will not install VM on our personal laptops or desktops. No, not required. Everything on AWS.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I hope you have enjoyed this session. Okay, this session has given some insights or your level of understanding with respect to.
Hello.
Okay.
Sunil, one last doubt.
Yes, please.
Can we get any practical project-like things through any website or from your end, like integration with DevOps and AWS by using all the concepts what we are learning daily?
I will give you some use case. Okay, so in the interview, look at this. As you have got some understanding where exactly the role of a DevOps engineer comes into picture. Unlike Java, Python, or .NET, that's purely a developer point of view. In case of Java interviews or Python interviews, they'll ask you what kind of projects you have developed. Okay, what are the typical cases you have handled? Have you handled this case? What happens when a developer clicks on this? So it's all developmental side questions for a program. Coming to DevOps engineer, your interview questions will be more on case studies. What kind of issues you have faced when you're dealing with development team as well as operations team. So as a DevOps engineer, you should have a complete exposure about developmental activities and operational activities. That's very, very important. As a DevOps engineer, you will be confident only when you know the complete exposure towards developmental activities and operations activities. When developer is saying something, when operations team is saying something, you'll understand. You should understand when you're in a conference call. When can you understand? Only when you have a thorough understanding about the developmental activities and operations activities. Now, why are we learning a build tool called Maven? Even though we will not build it, we should know it. Otherwise, you'll not be confident when you're talking to the development team. Git is actually the first tool what we'll be learning as part of DevOps course is Git. That's a version controlling tool. We'll not do it. We'll instruct the development team to use the Git commands and maintain version controlling. Okay. So to have that complete cycle exposure, we using those commands. Okay. We be using those tools. Okay.
Hello.
I may answer your question. Who is this? No, one frame.
Hello.
Yeah, Sunil. Yeah, clear, Sunil.
Praveen.
There will not be any practical one. Only case studies will be the matters, right?
Important point of view is case studies. So how exactly, what kind of scenarios? I'll help you. We'll do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
So as your course content contains all the DevOps tools, Sunil, but scripting is a main and a basic thing which every DevOps engineer should be aware of, right? So
and the preferred scripting is Python scripting, which is not included as part of his training. Okay. So if you want to add one more skill set into your resume, I recommend the participants to learn Python scripting also. The reason why we have not included in this tool because the duration extends. So I want to limit this training to specific to DevOps, and then we can have an independent Python training differently. Okay. I don't want to include that. That's the reason we have not included, but I recommend participants to have some exposure on Python scripting also, which will add value to the resume, but it's not mandatory. It definitely add value.
So are you saying Python with respect to only AWS or Linux-based systems like RHEL, or because most of the Azure uses PowerShell, right? So
you are right. So you should learn Python with respect to scripting point of view, not the development point of view. Okay, Praveen?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And okay, then this thing does not include Python. This because I want to restrict this training to DevOps. Okay.
So as a DevOps engineer, Python is not necessary for a DevOps engineer.
It's not necessary. It is recommended.
Okay. Do you suggest? Can you suggest?
No, I hope you are different understanding the difference. It's not necessary. It is recommended. Now you.
Yeah, Sunil. Okay. So do you have? Can you recommend any specific sessions? I mean, like which author will be good?
No. I have some Python videos.
Okay.
Not by me. Some other faculty. I'll share that videos. Okay. Self-learning is Python is easy. In fact, self-learning. You don't need to depend on a faculty. Learning yourself is best. Okay. Then you can.
Okay. Where you will share that?
I'll share it. Anyways, we are in group, right? So I'll share that Python. Interested can learn Python using that videos. That's I told you it's not my videos. I got it from one of my old student has shared it to me, and I'll share it.
Okay. Sir.
Thank you. Yes.
Sunil, how about Terraform? Should we know Terraform?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Okay. I hope this session you have enjoyed it. It's more than the scheduled time. Our scheduled time starts at 6 o'clock. First 45 minutes we had an introduction part, then it's delayed. See you tomorrow same time, 6 a.m. morning. So our plan is to start Linux. Okay, so the prerequisite is Linux, so we should be familiar with Linux. So let's start Linux on AWS. We'll create a Linux easy to mission on AWS, and then we'll be learning the basics of Linux. Okay, so that's part of our tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you for joining. I hope you have enjoyed the session. See you tomorrow. Bye everybody. Thank you all. Thank you one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asif. Thank you, Shashi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.